What's up, guys? Paramoto here. How are you guys doing today? Today I am doing just fantastic. So I'm out here on some backcountry roads today, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to answer a question that I've actually fielded multiple times recently. The question that I'm talking about is Ducati riding modes. Can you explain them? Can you show me how to customize these modes? What's the whole deal with the modes? Today what I want to do is I want to show you the difference between the modes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some polls in each riding mode. That's wet, sport, and race in that order, and then I'm going to do a little review of each mode, okay? Or eventually I'm going to do that video where I do a whole customization of the modes and show you how to do it through the screen. Honestly, I kind of got to learn myself. I typically just leave the bike in sport mode. It serves all of my purposes, to be totally honest with you, but what I'm going to do today is I'm going to just go ahead and show you the difference between each mode. Some fun facts to note off the bat is that race and sport mode have the same horsepower and torque figures. The only thing that's different is the delivery of the power in both race and sport mode. Sport mode's a little bit more smoothed out. It's more for somebody like me that likes to just ride it fast to the grocery store and around and just have fun on back roads. And race mode is more meant for the track. The track mode is going to be a very abrupt delivery, and there's a difference between the traction control, engine braking, and ABS in between the modes that I'm going to go ahead and go over while we're riding. So that being said, guys, let's get on this bike and I'm going to show you the difference between these modes. Get through this mud real quick, because that's what you want on your tires before you go do pulls. You want mud on them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take it down from race mode and put it into wet mode. Like I said, wet mode is the only mode with less horsepower. It bumps it down to 130. Right now our settings is 1 engine braking control, 8 Ducati traction control, and 3 ABS. And we're going to do a pull. My first initial thoughts about wet riding mode is that, one, it's very utilitarian. If you're like me and you constantly seem to get caught in the rain, wet mode is perfect for you. 150 plus horsepower that you gotta try to keep under control, and it's raining and it's slippery out and everything like that. You can get yourself into trouble real quick. So what you want to do is use wet mode for when the roads are especially just getting wet, and that's the most slippery. That's the most slippery point of any motorcycle ride, is when the roads literally just get wet. All that oil starts seeping up and it gets real slick. See, I mean, the only thing really that I notice is that the bike is just a little bit less spunky. I mean, that's really it. It's still quick. If I were to just jump on this bike from any other bike, I would still be like, wow, that's a quick bike. Keeping in mind that I typically run this bike in sport mode, I noticed that 20 extra horsepower that is just missing. Throttle response is butter smooth. I mean, butter smooth. Like, you can put a beginner on this bike in wet mode, and they're, you know, probably gonna whiskey throttle and die, but it will take them a little bit longer on a typical bike that doesn't have all these special riding modes. I have utilized wet mode quite extensively, considering I ride a lot, and I get caught in the rain quite frequently, to be honest with you. I mean, I've definitely utilized wet mode quite a bit. It's nice to have it. It really is. It is the most intrusive in the terms of ABS and dynamic traction control there is. When the bike feels that wheel start spinning and you're not in contact with the pavement anymore and you're just kind of spinning on the pavement, that's when dynamic traction control really steps up into place and kind of saves your bacon, to be honest with you. I've actually had dynamic traction control save me from putting my bike down once. I was doing a turn and I was a little bit too spirited on that turn, and what ended up happening is I started actually sliding a little bit. The traction control kicked in. I saw the lights kick on out of the very corner of my eye. Honestly, I was not paying attention all that much. I was just concerned that I'm about to lay down my prized possession. It kicked in, saved me from laying the bike down, and I have nothing but good things to say about dynamic traction control. Like I've said in other videos, like, these bikes really, they don't really have all these fancy electronics to keep you safe. All these fancy electronics are really just to keep you going in a straight line as fast as you can go. Electronics on the Ducati are superb. They're superb for that. They do their job very well. Alright, let's switch this thing into sport mode. For those of you guys that don't know, you can switch modes while you're riding. You just hit it on down, you close the throttle, we're in sport mode now. Back in the day when we used to have this mode select, you used to have to stop the bike. Some bikes even made you have to turn the bike off and do like a restart. This bike, you can just do it on the fly. It's great. The reason why you gotta close the throttle is because your throttle characteristics are about to change. Right now, the throttle's about to be more abrupt. It's gonna be smooth, but it's gonna be a lot more abrupt. There's gonna be more power all at once. It wants you to reset and be safe. notice the difference. Oh my gosh, between wet and sport mode, there is a humongous difference. To be honest with you, you feel the power just start pulling you back. You feel that pull back like you're about to get slung out of a slingshot. That wasn't really there in wet mode. That really wasn't. It was still quick. It was still fun in wet mode, but sport mode is really where it's at when it comes down to usable, safe power. This is where I typically live. This is where I keep my bike almost all the time. It's just in sport mode because it's got 150 horsepower. The throttle's smooth. It's not jerky. It's not real abrupt. It's really for the casual rider that likes to occasionally go fast. Not for that, you know, street Rossi guy, you know? It's actually a really great mode, and I really appreciate having it on this Ducati. Like I said, wet mode is the only mode on this bike that actually decreases the horsepower. Horsepower in wet mode is about 130. Depending on where you get in your numbers, sport and race is about 150. So if you guys keeping track of the mode control settings, you are at 1 engine braking control, 5 dynamic traction control, and 2 ABS. It's kind of a middle of the road setting, meant to let you have some fun, let you get on it, but also kind of get you, you know, to be a nanny a little bit, you know, make sure that you're keeping the bike, you know, right side up. All right guys, we're back to where we started from. It's a good little straight stretch out in the middle of Tijuana, Mexico, perfect for some pulls. So our last riding mode that we're going to go over today is race mode. Go down to race. What I should have done in sport mode is give you the mode select off the rip, but it's it's 1 engine braking control, 3 dynamic traction control, 1 ABS. This is the least intrusive setting that you have. All right, let's give it a pull. Oh man. Woo, man. You really feel the difference between race mode and sport mode. The difference is just abrupt, brutal power delivery. I mean, this thing is just, it's pulling like a banshee the entire time. There is no give up. There is no letdown. It is just banging through gears. Race mode is so much fun. You can even tell right there how much it changes the throttle characteristics. It just gives you that power. It's like, here's the power right here on this platter. Take it. Let's go fast. Oh, man. It's just stupid how fast it is. I mean, to be totally honest with you, it's just like 150 horsepower is a lot of horsepower put on the street, and then you put it in race mode. You feel like you're getting shot out of a cannon, like a slingshot. I kind of equate the slingshot actually more. You just kind of feel like you're getting pulled back, and somebody's just gonna let you go, and you're just gonna fling forward like 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's exactly what sport mode feels like. Sport mode is generally intended for the track. A lot of people just leave this bike in race mode. Race mode is typically intended for the track. I know a lot of people that just leave their bike in race mode all the time. They just want all that power all the time. To be honest with you, I like to have a step up. I like to be able to go faster if I want to, or to dial it back and get a little bit more chill. So that's why I leave my stuff in sport mode. That being said, you could totally leave this in race mode. I mean, you can leave this in race mode all the time and just, you know, get ready for a ticket, because it's so tempting to always be going fast. Love it, man. I love me some race mode. Throttle with the electronic ride-by-wire throttle in race mode becomes so responsive. It's just like immediately, just you're going fast. Just fast, done. I really wanted to get out here and show you guys the difference between the modes. I really haven't seen anybody do that on any sort of YouTube video or anything. You know, like I've seen people break them down. I've seen people do like the switches through the controls and whatnot. But I haven't seen anybody actually show you the difference in modes. Really, I mean, I like to try to be different. I like to try to give you guys something that you haven't seen before. And that's why I'm out here doing what I do. Guys, if you like this content, please like the video, subscribe down below. This video is Vlog Thursday. I'll see you guys there. Deuces.